How's it going, everybody, and welcome back. I receive a lot of inquiries about my collection and how I have it displayed. One of the most popular questions I received was, what do I think is the most important part about displaying a collection? And I believe that's lighting. Lighting is key to everything. With bad light, you're going to take a great piece and make it look terrible, and an okay piece with great lighting will look magnificent. This will be a 3-part series. The first part is going to be lighting, the second is going to be displaying, and the third will be decor, as far as display cases and the whole room and shelving and whatnot. I will go ahead and show you some examples of 1/6 figures, prop replicas, and action figures to give you an idea how the lighting affects these items. This life-size bus from RS I have lit in my custom case with custom lighting. Normally I use a single LED strip, but since these are the centerpieces of my studio and my main focal point, I had them lit in a rectangular pattern. Distance in which the lighting is placed from the piece is crucial in creating either too harsh of a light or too many shadows. All of the clips I'm showing are video and not pictures, so when shooting these, there's a lot more involved in getting your image to come out right, along with post-production work. I am not using any extra lighting, no key lights or fill lights, just the lights that I have set up in my studio. I wanted to give an accurate look on how my collection is viewed normally. Some scenes may be a little underexposed or graded slightly darker to add more of an artistic touch to either accentuate the piece or add drama to the shot. I love seeing each piece and knowing there's a story there. Usually scary or bad guys are lit from the bottom to add unease, but lighting the Rancor from the top was my preferred method as the shadows that were cast were frightening enough. Larger pieces I normally give at least 8 inches of clearance and have the light placed in front of my subject. I like the light to flow down and bounce around versus being directly lit up like I have seen with some lights placed at an angle, but this is just a personal preference. This Iron Man figure by Hot Toys is another great example of allowing the light to do most of the work. Placement, direction, and color really help show off all the hard work in producing this figure. Another challenge is trying to expose your subject when there are light and dark areas to consider. You'll want to not to overexpose, but also have enough light and contrast to see your midtones and your shadows. Having plaques help dress up your collection. I will talk more about this in the display video coming up. When choosing your lighting, choose what suits your style the best. I find that using daylight white light produces the most true colors to my eye. Be careful, all lights are not created equal, and even though you are given a certain Kelvin rating, they can still have a different hue. I had ordered several LED strips, and after installing quite a few, I noticed that some had a green tint and the others had a slightly red tint. This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. These figures from Hasbro are around $20, but having them correctly displayed, posed, and lit up makes them not only look more expensive, but that much more interesting to look at. Letting the light breathe and bounce around is just as important as letting your collectibles breathe on a shelf. Contrast is what makes everything interesting. Mixing color palettes that are pleasing is what draws me in and keeps me there. This is how I chose to light my studio and bring my pieces to life. Thank you for checking out this segment, and if you found anything in this video helpful, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button. That really goes a long way in helping the channel out. Like I mentioned earlier, this will be a 3-part series. This will be in the first part. The second and third will be coming shortly. And as always, you could find me in the next episode.